Talk English Podcast.
English podcast for learning English.
Hey, advanced learners, welcome back to the Talk English Podcast. Quick question. If you could achieve true, undeniable fluency, but the cost was making the most embarrassing mistake of your life in front of 1,000 people, would you pay it?
Ooh, that's a tough price tag, John.
It is. But here's the paradox. Most of you are already paying a heavier price, the price of stagnation and self-limiting potential. Today, we're dissecting the mindset required to move beyond the C1 plateau.
We're going beyond grammar and vocabulary. We're talking about mental resilience, the inner software that truly determines mastery.
Absolutely. Get ready to dismantle your current learning paradigm. I'm your host, John, and I am absolutely thrilled to welcome our guest today, Rachel. Rachel holds a doctorate in applied linguistics and specializes in the intersection of cognitive science and second language acquisition. Welcome to the show, Rachel.
Thank you, John. It's a genuine pleasure to be here. I've been following the work you do with advanced learners, and it aligns perfectly with the core issues I see in my research.
We're tackling a topic today that I think is the final frontier for so many listeners who are already brilliant. They have the lexicon, they understand the syntax, but they just can't seem to make that final quantum leap into effortless, high-stakes communication. We call this beyond grit.
It's the difference between knowing the rules of the road and being a race car driver. One requires study, the other demands a visceral, embodied confidence, a mental toughness that allows for high-speed maneuvering under pressure.
Exactly. We're going to break down 3 fundamental pillars of this advanced mindset. But first, if you're finding this type of deep, challenging content valuable, please take a moment right now.
Please hit that subscribe button if you're new here. And if you're a returning listener, drop us a like. It's a small, zero-cost action for you, but it significantly helps the algorithm prioritize this content so more high-level learners can benefit.
And please share this episode with a friend who you know is stuck in the B2 C1 bubble. Let's help them break free. Rachel, let's dive into our first and arguably most critical pillar, the comfort zone fallacy. For our advanced audience, the comfort zone isn't about avoiding speaking. It's about only speaking when they are guaranteed linguistic perfection. Why is this mindset a profound disservice to fluency?
That's a magnificent phrasing, John. It is, unequivocally, a profound disservice. At the foundational level, language acquisition is not a passive input system. It's a dynamic, predictive mechanism. The comfort zone fallacy is the belief that minimizing exposure to failure maximizes learning. The reality is the inverse. You're creating an artificial environment that prioritizes linguistic safety over communicative efficacy.
Could you elaborate on the cognitive mechanism at play here?
Certainly. When you remain in the comfort zone, using only the vocabulary and grammar structures you've already mastered, your brain is experiencing cognitive complacency. There is no processing gap, your neuronal pathways for English become efficient, but they stop proliferating. True growth, what we call the zone of proximal development, only occurs when the brain is forced to grapple with unfamiliar structures or new, high-stakes communication scenarios. This is what we define as productive discomfort.
So, if I'm a C1 speaker, my comfort zone might be discussing my job using perfect tenses, but my productive discomfort is attempting to jocularly debate an abstract philosophical concept with a group of native speakers.
Precisely. That debate forces you to engage in real-time syntactic restructuring. You can't rely on canned phrases. You have to access a wider, more nuanced vocabulary. Words like indubitably, esoteric, contingent, or ephemeral. That stress, that tiny moment of anxiety, is the signal to the brain that this knowledge is salient and must be integrated deeper.
And the cost of avoiding that discomfort is linguistic stagnation.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You remain fluent, but not fluid. You're competent, but you never become compelling. The subtle art of using language to subvert expectations or convey irony is lost because those structures are outside the safe harbor of your comfort zone. To truly advance, you must consciously and consistently seek out situations that make you feel slightly awkward.
Before we move on, I want to pose a question directly to our advanced audience. We want to hear from you in the comments. What is one high-stakes scenario, public speaking, high-level meeting, an academic debate that currently represents your productive discomfort in English? Let us know below.
That's a powerful question, John, because acknowledging the fear is the first step toward overcoming it. It's like mapping the terrain before you trek through it.
It is. And speaking of mapping, we want to ensure our listeners are fully equipped for this journey. Rachel and I have condensed the key vocabulary, the complex grammatical structures we're discussing today, and a short quiz on the core concepts into a free PDF study guide. It's specifically tailored for the C1, C2 level.
This guide is an excellent resource for consolidating the passive input from the podcast into active knowledge. The grammar section today focuses on inversion and advanced conditional structures, which are essential for sounding highly sophisticated. You can download it via the link in the description.
Before we transition to our second pillar, if you're still listening, that means you value depth over quick tips. Please share this episode with someone who is serious about their English mastery. And if you have a great analogy for the comfort zone, drop it in the comments alongside your high-stakes scenario.
Your interaction keeps this conversation going.
Our second pillar, Rachel, is all about reframing errors, the emotional currency of mistakes. Many advanced learners suffer from perfectionism, viewing any mistake as a loss, an indictment of their intelligence. How should we, as advanced learners, change our relationship with failure?
We must shift the epistemology of the mistake. An error is not a loss. It is, quite literally, emotional currency. When you make a mistake and someone corrects you or you self-correct, the brain releases a cocktail of neurochemicals, a mild negative stimulus. This stimulus acts as a powerful mnemonic device. It tags that moment with high emotional valence.
So, the slight feeling of embarrassment is actually the brain saying, "Attention, memory formation in progress."
Precisely. We call this phenomenon the error positivity effect in learning. The mistake creates a salient anchor for the correct information. The advanced learner who avoids mistakes is denying their brain the very anchors it needs to make memories permanent and deeply integrated. They are remaining linguistically anemic.
I've observed that the fear of making a mistake often leads to syntactic simplification, using short, safe sentences.
That's the classic defense mechanism. It's a form of cognitive retreat. You're choosing apathy, linguistic safety, over the anxiety required for growth. We need to inoculate ourselves against this fear. The advanced move is to actively seek out complex sentence structures and use new, difficult vocabulary, knowing you might misstep. The goal isn't 100% accuracy. The goal is 100% communicative intent achieved with maximum linguistic complexity.
Can we talk briefly about the concept of resilience in this context?
Resilience here isn't just bouncing back, it's proactive exposure. It's like a vaccine. You take a small, controlled dose of the virus, the uncomfortable mistake, so your system builds robust immunity against the future anxiety of high-stakes speaking. The more frequently you commit errors and recover gracefully, the more you dismantle the cognitive barrier of shame. This in turn fuels self-efficacy, the belief in your capacity to execute actions necessary to produce specific performance attainments.
In essence, we're training the neural pathways to not only store the correct information, but also to rapidly retrieve it under duress.
Exactly. That speed of retrieval, that instant fluency, is impossible without the initial disruptive force of the mistake. Embrace the error. It is the fee for your C2 subscription.
This concept of focused, high-intensity practice reminds me of the deep work required for true mastery.
It does, and that naturally leads to a resource that our listeners who are committed to this high-level mindset will find invaluable. If you are finding that your daily practice lacks intensity or your focus wavers, we highly recommend you check out a previous episode. It connects beautifully with today's topic.
We invite you to watch English podcast The Secret to Focus is Strategic Procrastination, Advanced Daily Habits for Fluency. It's a powerful companion piece that teaches you how to manage your cognitive load and allocate your energy for maximum linguistic gain. You'll find the link in the description.
The concept of strategic procrastination is an excellent counterintuitive tool for our advanced learners. Watch it next. Rachel, let's move to our final and deepest pillar, language as identity shift. Many C1 learners see English as merely a skill set, a collection of verbs and vocabulary. But true masters view it as an alter ego, a different way of being. Talk to us about the paradigm shift required here.
The shift from a skill set to an identity frame is the most transformative stage. As long as you view English as something you do, an activity external to yourself, it remains subject to performance anxiety and attribution bias. If you fail, you attribute it to the difficulty of the skill.
The blame is externalized.
Precisely. The identity shift, becoming the person who is fluent, the person who is a confident English speaker, moves the blame internally, but in a positive way. Failure is no longer a condemnation of the skill. It's a momentary lapse in your inherent capability. This fuels intrinsic motivation, the desire to do something because it aligns with your self-perception.
So instead of saying, I wish I could speak English like that, the identity frame says, I am a fluent communicator, and I am momentarily encountering a challenging vocabulary gap.
Yes. And the primary barrier to this identity shift is the inner critic. This is the internalized voice of doubt, often rooting in past failure, whispering, "You are an imposter," or "That accent sounds silly." The advanced learner must learn to decouple from the inner critic, to recognize its voice without internalizing its judgment.
How do we practically enact this shift?
Through deliberate language framing. Stop using the phrase, "I am learning English." Start using frames like, "I am currently refining my expressive capabilities in English," or "I am operating in my second language modality." This subtle linguistic shift elevates the language from a school subject to an operational framework. Furthermore, advanced learners must focus on prosody, the rhythm, stress, and intonation. This is where the emotional meaning resides. You can have perfect grammar, but if your prosody is flat, the emotion of your identity is dampened.
This is where we transcend the textbook. We're talking about using English to express nuance, cynicism, warmth, or intellectual hauteur.
Indeed, it's about being linguistically intrepid. The vocabulary of an advanced speaker is not just the quantity of words, but the velocity with which they are deployed to precisely convey a deeply felt emotion or a complex, multi-layered idea. This cognitive depth is a hallmark of the C2 identity.
To tie this back to the audience, Rachel, this brings us to another critical question for the comments section. Think about the person you are when you speak your native language. What is the single most important trait, example, wit, empathy, intellectual rigor that you struggle to fully express in English. Identifying that gap is the key to your next breakthrough.
That self-reflection is the crux of the identity challenge.
Now, for our advanced listeners who are ready to double down on these mindset shifts, let's talk practical application.
How do we hone in on these 3 pillars daily?
First, Pillar 1. Introduce an unscripted challenge every day. For a week, every meeting you attend, set the goal to use one new C2 level vocabulary word, a word you would naturally use in your native language but feel laggard using in English.
Seek the productive discomfort.
Yes. Second, Pillar 2. Immediately after a conversation, perform an error audit. Don't judge the mistakes, simply catalog them. This de-emotionalizes the failure and converts it into data for your next practice session.
That's a powerful strategy for transforming emotional currency into actionable metrics.
Finally, Pillar 3. Focus on transmitting emotion over perfect grammar. When you speak, check your self-talk. Am I focused on the listener's understanding and my intent, or am I focused on the internal script of my inner critic? Silence the critic, embrace the persona, scale up the emotional expressiveness.
For a structured approach to this, remember we mentioned the free PDF study guide earlier? This guide includes a section on advanced conditional structures and inversion that will give you the syntactic tools to match this advanced mindset.
It also features a self-assessment quiz to test your comprehension of today's complex concepts. Find the link to download the PDF in the description box below. It's the perfect way to cement this hour of input.
Rachel, this has been an incredibly insightful disquisition on advanced fluency. To recap, we've covered the need to reject the comfort zone fallacy, the necessity of converting mistakes into emotional currency, and the identity shift required for true mastery.
The takeaway here is this: fluency is not the absence of mistakes. It is the courage to pursue complexity.
Beautifully put. Thank you for sharing your expertise, Rachel.
My pleasure, John.
If you enjoyed this conversation, please drop us a comment. Let us know your emotional currency mistake for the week. And if you really value the deep dive content we provide, a 5-star rating and review on your podcast platform helps us reach more dedicated learners like you.
For listeners who want to delve even deeper into the practical application of focus and mindset, John, what's the best next step?
The perfect follow-up is another advanced masterclass episode. Deep Work Masterclass, 10 Pillars of Focus to Skyrocket Your English Fluency. It gives you the concrete routines to support this new, resilient mindset. Click the link in the description to watch that episode next.
Until next time on the Talk English podcast, keep pushing your boundaries, embrace the discomfort, and always speak with intent.
Take care, everyone.